Chris, ask for your NAPLAN results when you apply to enrol at a private school.
NAPLAN results, very important if you want to go on and work in finance. We're joined by Rod North, Executive Director at Bourse Communications, who did very well at school. Didn't you, Rod?
I didn't do too badly at all. I've only got one son left doing year 12, so I'll be very pleased to see that over.
Excellent.
Yeah, almost there.
All right, so is the share market holding its breath in anticipation of tonight?
The share market is entered very interesting territory because last night on the Dow Jones we saw it get to an all-time high, 16,700. So that's pretty impressive, and that was based on the fact that the Federal Reserve said that the economy is clearly improving in the US after a pretty poor winter. So I think the backdrop of that and the fact that we've also seen markets rise in Asia, I think, you know, that sort of sets the scene a little bit for a backdrop for the budget, because I think it's showing that at least we have the world #1 economy improving. That can, I think, help Australia as well, despite the fact that, you know, I think we're all expecting a fair bit of pain, and in Joe Hockey's words, everyone's got to have to do some heavy lifting to rebuild the economy. But I think against a backdrop of, you know, improving conditions in the US, I think that's going to help us over the longer term.
And ahead of this budget, which could have a dampening impact on both business and consumer sentiment, there have been a few indications in recent days, Rod, of some green shoots in some areas.
Yes, there have. Yesterday, the NAB Business Confidence Survey came out and showed an increase of 4 points. But, of course, you know, that survey has been conducted in April. I think the surveys we've got to be looking at are going to be the May and June ones, because they'll be indicating, you know, basically what's happening as a result of the budget. And I think it's a bit of a balancing act. You know, it's a tightrope, you know, that the government's undertaking at the moment in terms of what it's going to deliver from the budget's point of view, because we have seen many months of rebuilding of consumer and business confidence, and I think we don't want to see that shattered. So, I mean, there's got to be, you know, some benefits there, you know, to build the economy in the consumer and also the business sense. And I suppose, you know, one of those things that might stand out a bit, and it's been talked about for a long time, is that the company tax rate, you know, could drop from 30% to about 28.5%. So,
well, the cut that's been suggested that we're anticipating seeing tonight is a very, very small one.
Yes, it's a small one. It's effective, you know, would be effective from July 2015, but at least it's giving some sort of incentive to business in that respect. But at the end of the day, as I've always said, it's all about jobs, and one of the things that concerns me most about the budget is the amount of jobs that are likely to be lost as a result of it, because we really don't want to see that unemployment rate start to ratchet back up, you know, above 6%.
Well, it's forecast to be hit 6.25% by the end of, I think, this financial year. Joe Hockey says he's determined not to get it there, but for instance, we're going to see a lot of job cuts in Canberra based on the public service cuts we already know about.
Well, that's right, and it's 16,000 jobs there, and then there's 3,000 jobs at the ATO, so all that's going to add up, and there's no doubt that that will sort of flow through. So we've got to really keep, you know, confidence both at the consumer level and the business level, you know, to keep, you know, businesses wanting to employ people.
Rod, always good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lots of comments coming in, not surprisingly, about that study that shows that for all of us drinking red wine moderately and eating chocolate thinking it's good